Hey guys, it's Darius again back with Argy Bargy, and today I got a problem. And my problem is, like I told you guys before, I'm absolutely in love with Shonen Jump's new manga, Jujutsu Kaisen. And I told you guys a couple days ago I was going to review it, so we're going to start with the first chapter titled Ryomen Sukuna. Also, I'm really bad at names, so please don't crucify me. So honestly, we're starting the chapter off with an outdoor thermometer box. I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. Never seen it. I live in America, so I guess maybe it's not as common over here. But we see a figure, black hair, kind of looks like Sasuke. He's looking inside the thermometer box, and obviously, of course, it's empty because it wouldn't be no fun if it wasn't. Now, obviously, the guy that we see, veins popping out of the face, visibly upset, and the person he's on the phone with just hilariously nonchalantly just doesn't care, and then he's pretty pissed about that. But you know, we'll probably figure out what's gonna happen with that later on. And then we enter another scene. We're in a high school, of course. This is Japanese anime manga. We're always in a high school. I haven't been in high school in like 5, 6 years, so I guess it's still nostalgia for me. But for anyone else, it'll probably feel like 20 years in the past. But we enter with who appears to be our new main character, Yuji Itadori, and his group of friends, Sasaki and Iguchi? I don't know. That's kind of crazy, but whatever. We'll go with it. And they're apparently studying some kind of spirits or something. I don't know. We can obviously tell from these next couple pages that the main character is pretty funny, has a good sense of humor, and him and his occult club activity friends have an interesting relationship with the student council president. Obviously, he's coming there to shut down the club. Saki even tries to plead her case, saying that the club has important activities. She discovered that something's going on with the rugby field and the rugby team. Everyone's getting sick. She even brings up an interesting article from decades ago where a construction worker died or his body was just never found and recovered, which is interesting to find out. It's probably not true, though. But the student council let her know it was just a tick. But I mean, that's kind of weird, though. An entire rugby team gets sick from ticks. I don't know. Gross. But anyway, after she pleads his case, he tells her that he rewrote his application anyway, so he can't join. The code club has to be shut down because you have at least 3 members to be part of the club. But he's obviously fighting against it. And then in comes the coach for the track and field team, honestly, and he challenged Itadori to a game of bouts of fisticuffs. After our coach challenges our main guy, we pan back over and we see our Sasuke clone. And he's actually at the rugby field and he feels a presence there. And then, is that a fucking demon? What is that? That's just fucking wild. But he seems so nonchalant, so blah about it. He's just walking by it. He has more important things to do. I would think that would be top priority, or I would get the hell up out of there. Back outside, and our Sasuke dub, our Sasuke clone, is outside, and he's still looking for whatever he was looking for at the beginning of the chapter. And according to his thought process, he can actually sense some kind of energy, some presence here, which is interesting. He has some kind of sensory abilities. And it looks like some kind of coffin or something like that. But obviously, we're going to come back to it, and we see that the coach of the track and field team challenged Itadori to shot put. I'm no genius, nor have I ever watched a single competition with shot put in it, but I can tell with my small brain that the objective is just to throw this big black ball as far as you can. Now, according to the other students, the teacher was even on Ninja Warrior. Now, that's something crazy. Okay, big man, go ahead and do that. He throws the ball. It goes about 14, 15 meters. I don't know how far that is. I was only taught feet and yards and miles. Only know the King's English over here in America. But when Itadori gets the ball, he throws that thing twice as far. He throws it so far, and he was so impressive about it that our main guy from the beginning even had to stop looking for the fucking demon to watch him throw that goddamn ball. Even after his own clubmates saw what he had did, they had told him, like, hey, broski, you really got a gift, dog. Like, you really don't need to be a part of this club. Like, don't feel obligated to stay. But Itadori, he obviously, you can tell by the context in his speech that he has something that's keeping him from doing sports, and he needs to not be at school past 5 o'clock. Because if anyone who's ever played sports or been in any really heavy club activities, it can run long past the times that they're supposed to end. The whole debacle, after the whole scene that was caused, our main character, Itadori, realizes that it's a half past and he needs to go, and he's in a hurry. He blows by our main guy, and of course he senses something coming from him because he has to, but he can't seem to keep up with him. He's running hella fast and his deer legs can't keep up. And then someone made a one-off comment that he can run 50 meters in 3 seconds. I've actually done the math. That's pretty fast. I think the conversion is like 55 yards. NFL players can't even run 40 yards in under 4 seconds, so that's pretty impressive to see. We realized where Itadori really actually needed to be, and he was in the hospital. His grandpa, who seems to be pretty lively for an old man, is in the hospital, but no one's in the hospital for any good reason. He's actually trying to tell him something before he dies, but Itadori doesn't want to hear it at all, and it's about his parents, and I'm kind of upset about that because why can't you just tell me now instead of me having to wait forever to figure out what's actually going on with his parents? But it's fine. I'll enjoy the journey on the way. He gives him some pretty great advice, though. It's not really traditional. Just, Itadori, you're a strong guy. Help people. That's pretty much it. Just help people. You can't help everyone. Don't try to help everyone, and don't expect any thanks. But just help who you can, and make sure when you die, you're surrounded by people, unlike me. And then he just rolls over and dies. And Itadori's like, oh, that's it? This is the end? But that's how he wanted to go. He wanted to go out in a blaze of glory, like Macho Man Randy Savage would say. So as he's at the front desk filling out some paperwork, he says burn him. So I'm assuming he was going to get cremated. But he's actually trying to stay strong. He's never experienced death in his life before, and he would feel that his grandpa would actually kind of think he would be kind of soft if he actually cried. And without his grandfather actually even being dead for, I'd say, an hour, our main guy, the guy we keep seeing, shows up in all black, menacing as hell, and he's about to tell somebody something that we don't want to hear. We finally learn his name. His name is Megumi Fushiguro, and I think that's a girl name if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not part of that culture. We have names that is unisex over here in America too, and he's from Jujutsu Specialty School. That's a really strange name for a school, but whatever, we'll roll with it. And he basically came up to Itadori and said, I'm gonna need you to run them pockets for me, fam. And Itadori's like, what? And he's just like, you got a cursed object on you, and I'm gonna need that. And he was like, I don't mind giving it to you, but I'm gonna need some clarity. I'm gonna need some clarification. Why are you running my pockets? And then he finally tells him what it's for. So he basically explains to us, on average, about 10,000 people a year either have an unexplained death or they just up and disappear. And as a result of curses. And curses are born from the negative emotions from humans. So places like hospitals and schools and anything where you'll get a large group of people that's feeling negatively about something, either pain, humiliation, sadness, things of that nature. Pretty typical curses trope, anything of that nature. Basically, as you can imagine, it's a snowball effect. The more curse negative energy an object has, it begets more, it wants to feed more. It attracts more demons, whatever monsters that are cursed as well, and it'll just turn into a large thing. And one of the things that Itadori has is one of those cursed objects, which makes sense for him to have because he's part of the occult club, so they're going to find some weird shit like that. But he finally hands over the box to Megumi, and Megumi realizes that what's in the box is empty. And Itadori's just like, I told you my peoples had it, but you weren't trying to hear that, cuz. So they run up to the school because Megumi tells them some bad shit's about to happen. So Sasaki and Iguchi, whatever it is, they're actually at the school right now because they wanted to do an unveiling. They're going to actually take off the seal that was on whatever was inside the box, which to me seems really stupid. Because I was told as a child, curiosity kills the cat, and I already told you earlier in this video, spooky shit freaks me out. So I'm not going to be trying to do all that stuff, especially at school. I just want to be at home, probably watching TV or something. But she believes that nothing is going to happen, and theoretically nothing should happen because Megumi tells Itadori, normally normal people can't actually undo seals, but the curse on this particular object is so strong, and the seal has actually weakened so much over time that she may accidentally open it, and she does, and some real freaky shit starts happening. We finally see what's underneath the seal, and it's actually a finger, and that's weird. I don't like that. That's really weird. They freak out a little bit. Things are happening around them. They don't realize it's happening yet. Megumi, Itadori show up at the school. And are we on some bleed shit? Because they feel some pressure. Even Itadori, who didn't have any sensory abilities to begin with at all. Megumi tells him to stay. Itadori's like, nah, that's my peoples. I gotta go. When I say Megumi is not with that no shit, he said, stay here. Don't go nowhere. And he did. I guess he was shook. I don't know. He's running through the building. We see Sasaki. She's bawling her eyes out. There's some weird monster trying to ask what time it is. And then she looks up and her friend, hey, I'm possessed. Ah, man, that's bad. That's bad news. Naturally, Megumi hears her scream after seeing her friend is possessed. And what do we see here? We got powers. Awesome. What is that? Shadow puppets? Divine dogs? Go ahead and feast? Go ahead, big man. I like that. I like that. He shows up. Obviously, he takes care of the possessed or whatever that monster was. And we're back outside again. Itadori's having some kind of crisis. He's still shook by what Megumi said. But also, he's just flat out scared. Like, he feels pressure. His people's getting mauled or whatever's happening inside and he doesn't know. So he thinks back to his grandpa and his grandpa's like, man, just save people, man. Do what you can. Do what you can. Save people and die a proper death. So obviously he's going to run in there. After a while, we see Megumi. He's running through the halls. He's getting closer to the source because he knows there's a larger curse source somewhere near the middle of the school. And he turns around the corner and what does he see? Tentacle porn! Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that. Obviously, after witnessing what we just witnessed, you would imagine that these people are goners, and Megumi also believes that they're goners. But just like the hero always shows up in the nick of time in anything, Itadori comes barreling through, flying kick through the window outside, which is crazy. What floor are they on? But he saves those people. They get away. Megumi backhands, I'm going to start calling him Backhand Betty, up on that monster, and essentially the day is saved. You can finally take a sigh of relief. Megumi explains to Itadori the reason that you guys could see these things, which, by the way, Itadori didn't kind of seem too bothered. He was like, I guess I'm afraid. I don't know. I've never really seen anything like this before. But the reason that they can is in situations like that is when your sensory abilities peak for normal human beings. So, we really learn what the finger is, hence the title, Ryomen Sukuna. It's a part of a human, a beast, a monster, a devil, a demon. I don't know. We're going to find out eventually. And as they're starting to leave, a morphed hand comes down, and he's about to snatch up Itadori. And as per usual, Megumi jumps out the way and saves him. He didn't seem like the type of person that would do that. He always seemed like a person that self-preserves himself. But yeah, I guess he does have a strong sense of duty. They're bouting it out. He gets thrown out of the building. And they're on the 4th fucking floor. I still don't know how he did that. Itadori jumps down. And he's barehand knuckle brawling this monster. Like, Megumi is kind of dumbfounded. Just like barehanded. Because earlier in the chapter, he compared him to, I guess, one of his comrades, Zenin, because when he threw that shock put, he was just like, you did that without even any cursed power. Like, that was just raw strength. That was interesting. But it doesn't mean anything. Itadori's jumping around, he's dodging, but his hits can't land hard enough. And Megumi tells him you can never take care of him without any cursed power. And then Itadori put 1 and 1 together and realized his finger's cursed power. So if I swallow this finger, I'll obviously get some power. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't even eat my meat, my beef, if there's a little pink in the middle. He swallowed a whole finger. Okay. I mean, whatever. We're going to roll with it. I can't do anything about it anyway. Megumi is even more dumbfounded because Itadori is just doing ridiculous stuff after ridiculous stuff. He even says, like, you can't even swallow cursed objects. It's lethal, it's poisonous, but there is a 1 in a million chance. And we're thinking maybe he won't die. But Megumi's thinking there's a 1 in a million chance that you won't die immediately. You'll just be possessed. Following the finger, boom, what happens? He one-shots the enemy that even Megumi couldn't take care of. Like, not just like, it was a tussle, it was a struggle. No, one shot, dead. It's over, it's done. And Megumi is looking at him like, bro, you just swallowed a special grade, which is the rankings, because I think earlier he had said that that monster earlier was like a second grade, low grade, something like that. You just swallowed a special grade cursed object and you one-shot this monster. What is happening? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm the reader. He doesn't know what's happening. He's living in this world. So what does possessed Itadori want to do? Which I'm assuming at this point he should be Ryomen, Sukuna. He just wants some ass, bro. Like, first thing he says is, where are the people? Where are the women? He's realizing that there's so much life around. He's probably been locked up for a long time. And he said they spawn like maggots and there's going to be a massacre. And before he even gets to take a step, he starts shaking his chin like how I do when I think. And he's just like, hold on, bro. Who do you think you are? You in my body, fam? And like, when I say it was a literal brief struggle, they had one conversation. And he's back to normal. But the chapter ends with Megumi looking at what he just saw. He said, by the power invested in me, by the authority of Jujutsu, you will be exercised. That's how we start. I can see a lot of things happening with this manga. I can see it actually being a long-running series. If you guys have anything else to add, or if you got a problem with anything I had to say, please let me know in the comment section down below. I try to respond to anybody that makes a comment. And please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, you guys.